all have a defining moment. And the alreadiness of God, understanding that, helps put that in perspective. Hey, this is Spike with Spike24. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, and thank you for stopping and taking a few minutes to listen. I hope and pray and I purposefully expect that this will reach somebody, will cause question. Maybe you'll reach out and say, hey, I got a question, which I'll be happy to answer if I can. So I've come to this conclusion. It's not so much that he is the already God, which he is, but this whole study is really talking about the alreadiness of God. And that's very important. The word already, as a definition, and by the way, like, share, subscribe, please. Honestly, if I was ever monetized, it would just go to make more of this. Right now, I have a job, kind of. I'm not doing this to get paid. If it works into that, great. But the word already, and I'm not going to insult your intelligence, it means previously, beforehand, before now, earlier, at an earlier time, prior to this, formerly, in the past, from the past. And when we go through this, when you hear me say he's the already God, well, he is the previous, beforehand, before now, earlier and earlier, at an earlier time, prior to this, formerly, in the past, and from the past. And I'll go on to say this, he was before the past. Okay? So I'm going to delve into this because I have been away from it for such a long time. So, as simplistic as I can do this. Now, I remember when I was a kid, from kindergarten to first grade, second grade, third grade, we started our school days reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. And the Pledge of Allegiance is very important, and I think it should be done today because it helps give understanding to where we live and what we're doing here. So I remember just even had prayer before we went and had lunch, and everybody kind of took turns, and if nobody volunteered, our teacher would say, hey, you pray. And you're scared out of your wits to say something that you're going to get ridiculed, until you were a senior in high school. You remember that prayer you prayed? What an idiot you were. That's what we were afraid of. So, when I was a kid, came home from school, and my mom doing whatever she was doing, and I came up to her and I asked her, Mom, where does God come from? Now, that came out of left field for her. And she's just like, dishes. And she's, I don't know what? Where did God come from? We know where we came from, but where did God come from? Her reply, and I remember to this day, was simple. She says, well, he has just always been there. What is that supposed to mean? He's just always been there. Well, if you understand eternities of eternities, you get the drift of this. But he has always been there. He's always had the heavenlies. He's always had the angels. And at first, they were all good. And they were some of them bad. And some of those bad ones are still around here being less than human suppositories. So she understood it, but yet couldn't comprehend it at the same time. That makes sense? Because same. It's not so important that we understand or fathom where God comes from. It's more important that we trust him and trust in him. Hebrews chapter 11 explains a lot of that. We have to come to him and we have to believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So to trust him is one thing. To trust in him is another thing. They're both different sides of the same coin. So now, to do that is to trust him. And that it's always let me say it this way. We have to trust him that he is doing everything for our best interest, so that we can do what's in his best interest. You see what I'm saying? So, and he does. So instead of planting a field of corn on solid rock, let's just go forward. There's no way for us finite human beings to be able to define and fully understand who God is on this side of time, space, and eternity. So let's not beat a dead horse. A dead horse. No more than the automobile would question its existence to its creator, Henry Ford. The difference is that a creator created something from nothing. So therefore God is the only one that's a creator. And an inventor is someone who makes something from the creation. Now, God put it into Henry Ford's psyche, the mechanical engineering that he had, that he wanted to understand how things work, and by moving things this way, it would cause things to move this way. And he put all these things together. Have you ever looked at a transmission in a car? You look at it and you're like, how does it even work? That looks like it's complete confusion. Trust me, by the timing and the workings and the spinning and all of that, everything works. So the car is not going to ask the inventor about its strategies and why it's there. It just works. It just does what it's designed to do. And that's us.